Be it sight or sound, smell or touch, there's something inside that we need so much. Yes, we need the Moody Blues on a Tuesday on Have You Heard? Welcome everybody. It is In Search of the Lost Chord, and it is Departure and Ride My Seesaw for today's Moody Tuesday. And I'm so glad you're here with me. I've been looking forward to this one. My favourite Moody Blues album and the opening two tracks. And what a wonderful opening two tracks. And my first ever, really, in-depth listen to the Moody Blues was here. And I never looked back. Let's listen to the song first of all. Welcome everybody. Welcome all the Moody Blues fans. I hope you enjoy yourselves. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. But first of all, just listen to the song. We'll talk about it afterwards. Put on the trusty headphones. Listen first of all to Graham's amazing poem, and then John's wonderful Ride My Seesaw. Here we go.
Be it sight, sound, smell or touch, there's something inside that we need so much. The sight of a touch, or the scent of a sound, or the strength of an oak with roots deep in the ground. The wonder of flowers to be covered and then to burst up through tarmac to the sun again, or to fly to the sun without burning a wing, to lie in a meadow and hear the grass sing, to have all these things in our memories hoard, and to use them to help us to find.
Ride
Wow. Can you believe in a couple of months it'll be 58 years since this album and this song was released? I can't believe it. 58 years. Goodness gracious me. And it still sounds so fresh and so vital today as it did back in July 1968. My goodness gracious me. But let's just start at the beginning with Departure and Graham's poem. And as a Birmingham boy, to listen to that Brummie accent narrate the poem was like a breath of fresh air. You didn't hear those sort of things still back in the 60s. Everything was so utterly posh on the BBC. You only heard um, your local accent in everyday work and at home or in the pub or whatever. But on a recorded album or on a television program, you didn't hear that very much. So to hear the something, it's lovely, something that we need so much. Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. And of course, the mellotron in the background just taking it up into the stratosphere. Graham going absolutely bonkers. And it's so nice to hear Graham. Of course, Mike did wonderful narrations in the future poems, but Graham has a different kind of tone, and it's so nice to hear that. And then we're into John Lodge's Ride My Seesaw. John says the song's all about leaving school and realizing that everything they taught you in school, when you get out into the real world, it ain't nothing like that. It's a different proposition altogether. And it was all about him riding the life, just seeing what would happen and where he would go and taking things one step at a time. Uh, and you get that feel, don't you? You really get the feel in the lyrics and in the almost joy of those four-part harmonies. And he said he wanted the song to be harmonized. He didn't want a lead vocal and then backing vocals. He envisaged harmonies all the way through. Justin says that the it all kicked off with Graham on a snare drum, just working out a snare drum beat, and then Justin on top, just putting that regular guitar riff. And then John came up with the lyrics, came back into the studio a few days later with lyrics, and he had worked out on a bass, he'd worked out chords, and they put everything together as a band, and this is what you get: one of the quintessential rocking Moody Blues songs. And then Justin's guitar solo. He says it is his favourite guitar solo in the entire Moody Blues catalogue. Most of his other solos were constructed and thought out and put together piece by piece. But on this song, on this guitar solo, he just went with it, improvised as he went along. And at the end, he thought maybe he was a bit out of time, but the rest of the band all said, "No, it's brilliant. It stays." And sure enough, and he realized how good it was and says that is his favourite guitar solo that he ever did with the band. It is superb. What can you say? I've kind of disregarded the no reactions on YouTube thing for this particular song. We had to play it sooner or later, and because it's such a core part of the Moody Blues history. And sure enough, here it is today, and I'm so pleased we did it. It was the second single off the album after Voices in the Sky, and it was a smallish hit, 42 in the UK, and on the Billboard charts, it got to 61. So it was a minor hit, But the album was the key thing here, and the album got to number 5 in the UK, number 28 in the US. But this was the album that built on Days of Future Past. Of course, Days of Future Past would only really become so much bigger once Nights in White Satin was re-released in 72. So it was still early days for the Moody's in this formation, and it was a step up. And as I've told you a million billion times, this album is the album that got me into progressive rock. It's the album that I will always think of when I think of the Moody Blues. I love it to pieces, and I'm just so happy to be playing Ride My Seesaw today. Thank you everyone for watching and for clicking on. Um, why not give the video a like if you've enjoyed. um, I know you've enjoyed the song and the music and the poem. Not so sure about my waffle, but give us a like if you wouldn't mind. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We are the champions of the Moody Blues. We are also the champions of songs that don't get a fair old listen on YouTube. The reactors haven't heard much of, or many of the songs that we do now on the channel. So it's a little bit different, and hopefully you can subscribe and join us on our journey as we ride the seesaw of rock music from the 60s all the way to the present day. Wasn't that slick? Thank you very much for having watched today. I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video, which will be tomorrow, because we do one every day. But until then, cheers everybody.